And your daughter was the first option from the beginning when you wrote the script? Or
Oh yeah, it was her or nobody. I
okay.
wrote this script for us to portray. So when I wrote my first movie, if you would have asked me, my first movie is called Beyond Brotherhood. I was an actress on it, but and when I wrote it because I wanted to be the lead. But times went by, and then when I end up directing it, I decided not to be the lead because I realized I was like, it's my first movie. I'm already old enough. I don't think I'm going to run that role. But if you have asked me, my first movie, would you rather direct or act? I rather direct. In this movie, if you were rather direct or act, I would have acted because it was about me and my daughter and Changa, my dog, which is also my dog. She was a foster home dog that we rescued 13 years ago, before this movie. And it was my first daughter, let's put it that way. And we did the movie a year before we were supposed to, in a rush, because I saw her face and in one day on June before I shot the movie, I saw her face and her face said, either you shoot or I'm not going to be on it. So I rushed the movie from the July to 2023 to December because I really thought she was talking to me. And so we did the movie without a lot of the money that we were expecting, and we rushed into it. And we finished shooting this movie on January 18th, 2023. And Changa died on February 12th, 3 weeks after we finished shooting the movie. So she was actually talking to me. So for me, it was about us. This is the people that I love the most in my entire world. It was my daughter and my dog, and I wanted to do something that I can keep with me forever and that we can watch forever. So it was about us, not our characters, but it was about us.
Yeah. What about Eric Elias? Did you choose him like it was because like was a strategy of for your cinema, for your film? So why you choose him?
Yeah, I wanted to have a really strong Mexican actor trying to hit that Latin America. As we know right now, when you're trying to find out how to sell it internationally in platforms, they are only looking for big countries with a lot of with big audience. Little countries like Panama are not in the loop, are not in the map. They're not looking into our cinema because they're thinking about money. And so we were trying to hit, a big target of a very big country to try to see we could actually call the attention of the platforms in the moment you actually sit down and do business. Having people that are very known in big countries like Brazil, Mexico, or Spain would actually add up a little.
And did he help you to sell the movie, and Eric? If
he helped you to
did you
saw my Rolls Royce at in the entrance?
Yeah.
Like, you saw it?
Okay. Yeah.
Then yes, he did. If you didn't see it, no, he hasn't. Well, he did a really good job. He's an amazing man. I'm so grateful that I got to work with him. He having him in set was amazing. He treated us very, very kindly, and for him to actually decide to go to Panama, small country where our industry is starting, we have not that many movies, and decide to get on this in this position and work with us. He really did. He's put out his heart.
Yeah, he's a very nice guy.
He's
Mexican.
a very, very nice guy.
Yeah.
Very hot, by the way.
Yeah.
Don't be jealous.
Wow, you are very lucky.
Don't be jealous.
When you kissed him, it was like, wow.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking about you being.
You are smart.
I am smart. You think I was gonna choose an ugly one? Bitch, no.
You're not gonna be in debt for nothing, right?
I also do the casting, guys.
Yeah, that's why. So Diana, how much do you? Two questions, or we have only two questions. So I'm gonna open the microphone.
Question? I have one.
Two?
Okay.
We have two or three. Come on, three, Diana.
Two.
Three.
Okay.
Let's do it. Three. Let's do three.
No, I just want to ask you how was.
No, she goes first.
Okay, so
And then go.
I just want to know how you separate all of because this is a drama and you had to portray something that is going deep, but meanwhile you are thinking, oh, the guy didn't come, and the
things that happen in a production.
Exactly, in production. How did you manage that, and how did you work with the actor in the intimate, scenes, and then trying to think, oh my God, the light is that, the guy, the director, of the DP is not doing what?
People ask me that editing is after, so it has nothing to do, and writing is before. So those two things they get separated. Casting, doing the casting also. So and then I produce everything until the moment I get to the set. When I get to the set, I'm not the producer anymore. I get my crew, which are amazing on their work, so I can get that out of my head. So the only things that I got left when I'm in the set is acting and directing. And what I do normally, I set the entire lighting, cameras, where I want everybody to see. I say check to the art department, move shit around, and then I after everything's ready, I always have a little video recorder that moves around with me, that is wireless, that is always close to me, with one of my AD assistants that work with me. So I run an entire cut, and I look at it in the camera to make sure that I can change lights or whatever that has to be with technical. And after that, I get into the scene. And then I do 3 back to back, pa, pa, pa. And then I look at them, and then I move little things. With the actors, I'm right there, so I can see what's wrong. And then when it comes down to me, if I have a question of what I did that I'm not sure, because sometimes you need somebody, then I will ask my team that I am very, very trustful. I'll be like, hey, what do you think of this or that? Hey, take it out, or you push it too much, or you're screaming too loud, and then I have people that I trust that have nothing to do with the directing team or yes, it depends, and then they can actually tell me things that are not with my character. That's how I do it.
Being the director and the actress, how do you coordinate that, and also do you have freedom to change the script along the way?
Yeah, because it's mine. The good thing about being a director that is also the writer and the producer is that you have all the freedom. You can move shit around as you want. And people actually ask me which one that I like better and which one I think I'm best at. And nobody asked it, but I'm going to tell you. My favorite thing to do is writing, but I am better at editing. I'm not a really good director, but I am a really good editor. So when I direct, I know what I want to do on the edit. And sometimes I don't have time or money to do everything I want. But then in editing, I end up making the magic. So it actually cuts. Sometimes I'm like, fuck, I did that. So as a director and I've noticed throughout my life that the director, people don't give that much credit to the editor. But an editor can actually make an actor career shine or destroy an actor's career depending on what scene they decide to put on and how they want to cut it. So I've seen editors destroyed people's careers and the other way around, because they have the power to make it shine beautifully or not. So yeah, you gotta just move it around the way you can, and then at the end try to put it together.
Do you have more time, Dina, for one question? Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for being here.
Yeah. Awesome. This being the first time you do a film with your daughter, right?
This is the first time I do a film where she has been in other things that I've done.
Okay.
She's been with me, so everything I've done, she's been on it. But this is the first time she's actually like the lead in the movie. Yeah.
Right. What was your favorite thing about directing her and like guiding her through the process of making the movie?
Everything. Mila is a very. I would love to that I would have been able to bring her here, because she shines. She's a very cute little girl, and she just gets involved. When she wasn't shooting, she was with a big basket going around and giving people cookies. Like she was the manager of the craft department. Like she's always all over. She learns very fast. She wants to be better. She hates not to to make it right. So she's very conscious of how it feels, and if it doesn't feel right, she's like, I don't think this feels right. Let me move it around. So she's such a smart little girl, and I promise I'm human enough to be able to say things that are not good or bad about my daughter. But I think when it came to the camera, he loved her. He loved her. He's for real. He's like that. Her eyes are for real. So she just did really good, and I was very, very lucky to have her in the set. She is afraid of spiders and the green. So, but I knew that from when she was 5. So since she's 5, when I start writing the script, I shot when she was 8. We start going to the green and the gardens and go to the woods, and I will leave her there. And I mean, like, you have to support. If you can't stay there 10 seconds, you can't do the movie. And she'll be like, ha! And so we did a therapy on that for like 2 years, so she would be comfortable and actually be getting involved in. Actually, there was where we were. It was a very, very heavy forest. Even a guy got bite by una tarantula. And how do you say tarantula in English? Huh? Tarantula.
Tarantula.
And he ended up in the hospital. He ended up in the hospital, and it was very harsh. And and that was. If you see the behind the scene, it's crazy because after I finished that scene, you see me crying because I was like, oh my God, I have my daughter, myself, where a guy just got by a tarantula, and like, she's 8. If he end up in the hospital, she's gonna be dead. So it was, I call a guy that is very known around El Valle for knowing what antidote to put in case of what bites you. So I had the guy outside after that, but it was like me inside, all this greenery, camera, tie. There were things walking around us, and I was like, my 8-year-old daughter is here. So it was kind of harsh, but we survived. We're here.
And here we are. So one more. Come on, Diana. She's coming from Panama. It's very far. One more.
Any questions?
Come on. It's hard to be here, right? So she's coming here for one day only. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I was trying to be close, but then far in some moments, and you can see it in the moment where he tells me that he had cancer. How normal is a place where you see, you go back and then you see how they interact, and you see here, and I end up being always close because I want you to be uncomfortable, like the way I was uncomfortable by finding out. So you see that you want the camera to come out, and it's just like my hair, and you're like, give me more. And I tried to use the camera to actually go in and out in moments where I thought, you needed to like follow through and then go with that drama, and also go with the anticipation of what's going on.
Okay, a big applause for the director, please.
Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it.
And tomorrow is the closing night film, Malecom, by Carlos Larrazábal. So I invite you to come here tomorrow for the closing night films.
Thank you to the festival, Indiana.
Woo! Felicidades. Eres todo. Es todo.